Hello YouTube, and in today's video we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be talking about This Week in Destiny, the Twid that came out an hour ago, and we're going to be talking about some of the things that I think need to be addressed and or changed. I've been wanting to make a video on power leveling in the portal, and there is a lot more to be unhappy about, I think, in this. Like, for PvE players, I know one thing that they really don't like is the not swap update. There's quite a few things in this Twid that people are unhappy with, and I'm going to be specifically focusing on the portal section of this, the portal updates. I think it's good that it seems that they're paying attention, you know, Caldera, K1 Logistic, like they know that things need to change here. However, there are a lot of problems, in my opinion, with the way that they're going about this. And I'm going to talk about that first. I'm going to talk about what I don't like and talk about what I do like. And then after that, I'm going to be talking about what I think they should do, in my opinion, from the perspective of someone that is living in this game and plays this game every day and is hearing a lot of feedback from people all the time. Everything is off the top of my head for this video, and I would like you guys in the comments below to let me know what you think. We're going to start with things that I really don't like, and it's things like this. It's Encore, Starcross, Whisper, all of these things getting reduced rewards. Really don't like that. And then also down here, I do like this though. This is good, right? We're getting increased rewards for activities in Fireteam Ops. That's good. We're getting more things into the portal. That's good. We're getting more things in the portal here too, which is also good. This is not good. Reducing anything for solo ops, not good. Not what we needed. And I'd like to say generally, I think, in my opinion, that people aren't wanting less loot. That has not been a complaint in the Edge of Fate, is like, oh my god, I'm getting too much loot from doing these activities. Please reduce it. I actually want less. That hasn't been something that people have been asking for at any point in time. People want more loot. They want things to be more rewarding. They feel like their time isn't respected and they aren't rewarded adequately for their time. While I understand the sentiment, they say here, it was never intended to be the above all best method of leveling for all player types. That's great. Okay, I hear you on that. So their approach to handling that is to reduce rewards by reducing power, essentially. That's going to make it so, like, for players that don't want to do Fireteam Ops or Pinnacle Ops or Crucible Ops, they are now going to be rewarded less for their time. No one has been asking for that. No one has been saying, Bungie, please just make it harder for me to power level. Make it so it takes more time and make it so I get less for my time. Like, I want that. No one has been saying that. I think solo ops is fine. I think we don't need to even touch solo ops, right? This is going to be the part where I talk about what I think needs to change and what I think is going to be what makes people happy. And what I think is also going to simultaneously maintain a decent grind, because there's two ends to this problem. There's the end that you want to make it so it's not too easy to get to the highest power level and be getting the best loot in the game, because then you have the problem of there's nothing to do in Destiny, right? And I understand that, and I sympathize with that position from Bungie's perspective, where it's like they want to make sure that players have a deep, meaningful grind, and then they have good loot at the end of that grind. Way better loot than we've ever had in the history of Destiny. And I think that tier 4 and tier 5 loot is amazing. But I think, once again, the approach of like reducing things is not the way you want to handle it. You just want to increase other things, because I think it just is going to feel better for the players. And generally, it addresses the complaint of players feeling like things take too long and that things don't reward them adequately, and that their time, like, players feel disrespected, right? Like they are like bitter about the way that the loot system works, and you really don't need a lot, in my opinion, to change that. I think for even activities like Encore, like, for example, I'll give you an example of the way that I think that is the best way to approach this. So like with an activity like Encore, it gives you 3 rewards, right? Keep it that way. In Starcross, it gives you 2, I think. Why are we taking away mid-activity chest? Like, what does that even do? I don't even understand that. It doesn't benefit you in any way, really. Like, I guess it gives you like another roll on a piece of armor. But the approach that I think that should be taken to this is like, keep the rewards for these at 3, right? This at 3, this at 2. Keep the mid-activity chest. why are we even removing that? And then for activities like Encore and Kel's Fall, you know, keep those at 3 or 4. I think Encore, like, is fine at 3. Maybe increase Kel's Fall to 4. Don't take away from other things. And in general, I do like that they're increasing rewards in Fireteam Ops in particular. That's good. I think that they need to do that. Now, I'm going to quickly get into like what I think they need to change. Across the board, pretty much everything in the game. Solo Ops is fine, but Fireteam Ops, Pinnacle Ops, and Crucible Ops all need like a +1, in my opinion. Fireteam Ops needs to be giving you 2 guaranteed drops, like assuming that it's like a Shrike format. That needs to be 2 guaranteed powerful drops. I think that Pinnacle Ops needs to be either 2 or 3 or 4. And then I think that Crucible Ops needs to also be 2. And then Solo Ops, do not touch it. Don't reduce the power. Don't reduce anything. Just make it so it's the same. Because right now, the way it is, you can do it and it's effective. It respects the player's time, and the problem with all of the other activities in the game is that they don't do those things. So you need to make it so they do those things, in my opinion. And I think as well, you should have this system that is constantly in the background where you get +2 your guaranteed projected reward, if that makes any sense. So let's say you're starting out the game and you are level 10. I think at level 10, you should have like a 10% drop rate of a tier 3 drop. And then when you get to like guaranteed projected reward of like tier 2, you should have like a 7% chance of a tier 4 drop from end activity rewards. And then when you get to tier 3, you should have like a anywhere from 3 to 5% chance of a tier 5. And those aren't prime engram drops. Those are just like tiered drops that you can get. You have that there as like a way to kind of throw players a bone, because for a lot of players, they're not going to be getting to that loot for a very long time. And I feel like having that little carrot on the stick is very helpful. So if you have that carrot on the stick and then you also make it easier to power level, I think that that's going to make it that more players want to interact with the portal and aren't discouraged by it, because right now that's the biggest problem. I have tons of people that legit tell me I quit the game because they feel disrespected by how difficult it is to power level grind. And I think that you can meet those players halfway. You can make it so it's still a deep, meaningful grind, but it doesn't make the players feel disrespected. And I think that a lot of the changes that we see coming need to not be deployed into the retail game, and that they need to be actually the exact opposite of what they are. Those are my thoughts on the portal. Honestly, like the power leveling and portal section of the Twid on 8/21/25. Let me know in the comments below what you think of what I think and what you think of the changes that are coming, and that will be the video. Hope you guys enjoyed this like rant style format. I wanted to make it a more structured format. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you happen to like what you see, then please make sure to sub and click the bell for notifications on when new videos drop. If you're looking to get some live action Diffizzler gameplay, head on over to my Twitch, which I stream on pretty much daily. Also, if you want to say hi, I have a Twitter, and you can do that over there, or you can join my public Discord and say hi there. Love you guys. Until next time.